Good morning, Philippines, and welcome to week 49. As the year end fast approaches for construction, a lot got done this week. Handrails, our own water supply reserves, and a bunch more. So come and join me and see what progress has been made. This week, the curb view changed slightly as we chopped down both a wall and a tree, making the project more visible from the street. We extended the wall off the end to block it in and make a garden area, and we'll put a light on the end of that post to designate where the building entrance is. And a lot of garbage got hauled out, but there's still a lot more to go. It's starting to pile up back there. But if you take a look or step back, you can see that we've got the windows up on the top floor in place now, so, and doors. So basically we're at lockup for the whole building, no matter what floor. They installed the lights on the front and the stone on the face of the building, and it's a mess. They're gradually pulling the stuff out. They took about 5 truckloads out this week, and there's more yet to come. We still got a lot of tiling to do in the garage area, but the house is fully air conditioned now if you want it. There's some adhesive, and here's the tile going into the garage. We'll put a 15 square patch of gray in the middle in case there's any oil spills from cars, and we'll trim it with a wood trim to match the ceiling. And let's see if anybody's home. I got tired of hearing the screams of ayo, ayo, so hopefully they'll use the doorbell. We'll see. So the fish tank, we're putting some test fish in and letting see how fast the algae grows. We got some more fluted walls around the door switches there. You may have seen the sunken living room before. The lights need some adjustments. There's the shelf covered for the bathroom downstairs. That's been taken out for now. And coming over the kitchen, I noticed something that I'm not really pleased about, and that is the floppiness of some of the fixtures. This thing is supposed to be firmly mounted. Oh, wait a minute, there's no water. Why is that? Well, see how wobbly that is? That's because our subdivision had the pump blow out for the 3rd time in as many weeks. Rather than replace the master control, the fuse box, and everything, they just do one-offs. So anyway, got the wife washing machine for the clothes. Hopefully that'll reduce some of the laundry expense. Currently pay our girl 1,000 pesos a week to come in and do all our laundry. And we got the door set for the bathroom. The bathroom is now tiled, just needs to be grouted. The cabinet was be mounted there with a mirror, and then the washing machine will be in the back wall there. We repositioned them. The toilet's ready to go in, and there's some wiring that is yet to be done. You can see across the ceiling over the shower. It's quite dark in this corner without it. And then we put down the shower tray so that the doors, when they're installed, will reduce some of the splatter around the room. A lot of CRs don't bother with the curtains, just let the water run everywhere, all over the toilet seat, all over everything. But with the washing machine in there, I want some control. That's the dining area as we come through, and you'll notice we finally broke down and decided to do the railings ourselves. The quotes for railings were just through the roof. The interesting thing about a project is that the further you get along and the nicer it looks, the prices from contractors keep going up. I've had quotes as much as $500,000 or more, and they keep finding and imagining new and creatives to spend your money for you. So be aware of that and trying to get everything written into your contract before you have to call in the sub-trades. So for those of you who haven't seen the other bedrooms, this is the master bedroom in incomplete form. I found a broken glass block tile there in the window. I'm not going to show that, but anyway, we got a little cabinet in there, and those are the rods for the clothes that will be in. We rescued from the garden. We'll be using them for clothes rods. The overhead lighting still needs adjustment. It's kind of uneven right now, and they assure me that that'll be taken care of. So that's the master bedroom. This is the bathroom, of course, which we made the opening too wide for the shower, so I had the guys come back and put in some more tile to close the place in. There's a connection for a hot water feed independent of the rest. I didn't want to transport a lot of hot water through the building. And that's the lighting. I took the mirror down. There was a round mirror there. It just didn't fit. I got a larger one that'll go in place. The toilet's installed now, and you got a choice between the bidet spray or the paper roller, so you got some choices. The cabinet itself is quite flimsy. It's out of plastic. It was part of a kit. I didn't really look at it too closely. I just bought it on looks alone. So here's Bella's room. It's twice the size of what it was before, and those are the kids' chicks out there on the balcony. She's got a storage box for projects or whatever, clothes, whatever, however she wants to deal with it. And as we come around here, this is Beau's room. It has its own self-closure. He's got a storage box as well, which will move. And Mom's birds are in here. I bought a couple of birds. One passed away, and Mom replaced it with 4 more. So we got 2 more budgies and a pair of lovebirds in there. They bit the wife when she tried to relocate them to this new cage. So she wasn't too happy about that. And the cupboard itself we'll be putting in after we get this out of the way. This is the glass door closure for the shower area in the CR that I pointed out earlier. And as we go up the stairs, you'll notice the bottom stair is very shallow, but that's taken into account because at the top, as we proceed, we're trying to even the stairs out. Some of them are varying degrees, but we're trying to balance them out. When you get to the top, it's quite large. You got a space there that's going to drop, so we're going to raise every step so that the bottom step will level out with the remainder. I don't know how these guys think of these things on the way. Sometimes I'm amazed what they don't think of, and on the other hand, they do things that I wouldn't have caught. But the floor is in on the top bedroom floor. This is my den, my escape area, and it's all glass enclosed now. Got a view out the window, and there's the stairwell. We'll head up there in a second. Coming around, we got a pair of doors here and some sliders here. These are the sliders. The other ones swing in and out. So now I made a mistake here in having worked with Billy Envelopes. It should have caught my eye. The grade of the floor was pooling water towards the side of the building, and when he did his dry mix for the interior floor, the water gravitated across the floor and down the stairs, soaking everything in its path. So we're trying to do it from the positive side, spraying some silicone and sealing it off. We've grouted it all now, and we've got our own water reserve. Now, we're the only ones in the subdivision probably with water right now. We've got a day or two supply, and we've got a hot water tank that'll be supplying the kitchen for the dishwasher. I want the dishes sterile, and the jacuzzi tub on the top floor. So these are the swing doors. You can come through here and into the bathroom. Everything's pretty much done here, except for some minor adjustments. We've got our jacuzzi tub, and we've got our toilet with both, again, bidet spray and toilet paper option. And this sinks are mounted on the wall and ready to go. So that's one bathroom done. Trying to work our way from top to bottom. It's hard sometimes, they're all over the place. But this is the view I could get in the morning if I get out of bed. And the glass is blue reflective glass again to match the rest of the building. And it's like a hockey rink out here. Gives me memories of Canada in the winter. So all the doors are on now except for the bathroom door downstairs. You come up, you can see the louvers are now in place so that the warm air vented from the chillers can be vented to the outside without having to rise all the way to the top to escape through the windows or the door. We'll be putting in a solid glass door in here, framed, and then the windows we put in the top of the tower you can open for additional ventilation, so you get a view from there if you want to look out. And if you head out to the roof, I'm starting to clean it up a little bit. It's all been waterproofed. You can see through the skylight to the chandelier. Just on a side note, one of the things I noticed here is the trades are not good at transitions. I'm talking about from room to room, things like thresholds, curbings, moldings. There's not a whole lot of experience in that regard. And along with that is their hesitancy to ask the foreigner for instructions or make inquiries. They'd rather quietly try to figure it out by themselves and end up making a mistake that you end up having to correct, or they just don't do it or remove it. Recently we put in a exterior electrical duplex outlet, and there's a gasket that came with it, and the gasket was just thrown out because he didn't know what it was. So that's just one example, but transitions from bathroom to the living room on thresholds, there doesn't seem to be a lot of experience in that. But in other regards, in terms of plastering and some other details, they do some amazing stuff. I mean, this skylight, they've never did this before. The window people, it was a new experience for them, and it turned out okay. Light comes in and it opens to breathe. We've got a beautiful chandelier in there that will hopefully be able to make it as a highlight when you come upstairs. Now, as I mentioned earlier on job creep, is that the prices go up as the project looks more than they anticipated. And so we've had some problems with solar pricing. I got 8.8 kilowatt offer from BDO if you get a Visa card for 369,000 pesos, and I've got other quotes from companies at double that. So I don't want to pay over 500,000 pesos when I believe that the market has got better deals. So there's our supply system that we've got. You'll notice we've got a bypass that if the pump fails, we can isolate it. We've got an inlet and outlet, and that'll pump up to the tank. They did an adjustment on some of the plumbing that'll be buried underground. Coming around, this is where it comes in the building, and there's the meter relocated, easier for them to read. And these lines run up to the other side of the building where they'll head into the hot water tank above. One of the downsides of doing a project like this in a middle-class neighborhood is you end up being the tall poppy, and now people know where you live, and we're getting more visits from school kids and neighbors as this has become the attraction, and people unknown to us are referring to this house as a mansion. Well, obviously maybe so for the Philippines, but for a Westerner, I've had certainly better homes than this, but this is certainly good enough for the wife and the 2 kids. So we turn the power off. There's a lot of switches controlling all different aspects of property, and we'll have to deal with this garbage next week. Hi guys, if I could just interject for a moment here and thank all the new subscribers who joined us, and ask you to consider subscribing if you haven't in the past. It costs you nothing, and try it out, see what the topics I cover, if it's of interest to you. So in summation, coming to the Philippines thinking you're going to build your dream home, don't forget, you're still in the Philippines. They'll end up doing it their way, and although they won't come and ask you how to do something, they might ask some of their confreres. And Filipino to Filipino, that's okay, but as a foreigner, you don't have any say in this country. Always remember that.